I guess, like, can you share what was your situation, before even coming across remote leaders, remote closing, Paulo? Like, how was your life back then?
Um, I mean, I was working in a restaurant. I was doing that for like about 2 years when I came across Pablo's Instagram. I knew I wanted to do something else. I knew that that wasn't what I was supposed to do for the rest of my life. I just hadn't really found anything where I felt like it was worthwhile pursuing for me. And that's when I came across remote closing and Paulo's page, and I just, had a look. I started interacting with him in the DMs, and then I decided to have a conversation with the team, and yeah, from one thing came the other, and I just decided that I felt like I needed to take action on trying something new, trying something different. Um,
What made you go with us? Like, what happened? Like, what was that? I don't know, maybe determining factor. Or what did you see that was like, I'm going this direction?
I'm not sure actually. I think it was mainly
What?
the conversation. No, it was definitely the conversation we had. Like
Okay.
um, the call we had, we talked about what I wanted for myself and what my vision would be, um, and just what I wanted from life, right? And how what I was doing right now was going to get me there or not. And we decided together that that was not an option. And I felt like I was ready for a change. And I think Paulo facilitated that change. I think you facilitated it. So
Okay.
yeah, for sure. And I think that conversation really changed something in me. Um, where I felt like I needed to take action. I needed to try something new, and just get out of my comfort zone.
And there you go. Like, you see what happens when you do that, right? Which we're gonna get into that right now. So I guess what happened, bro? Like, can you sort of like share, you came in, you joined our RCS line of mentoring trajectory in remote leaders. We have different things, but one of the biggest things we do is we help people become closer. So you join RCS, and then what?
I mean, I joined RCS. I got in contact with the team, with Guido and you, and I just started. I just started walking the walk. I just started doing what's required, putting in the work. I basically just tried to do as much as I could after work.
While having the restaurant job, right?
Yeah, sure, sure. I was working like 12-hour shifts. 3 days I worked, and then I was 2 days off. 3 days work, 2 days off. It was like 10 to 12 hour shifts.
Oh
So
wow.
those 2 days off, I just tried to do as much as possible. Doing role plays, just going through those modules, trying to. I tried to go to as many coaching calls as possible, but a lot of times it was during my work hours, so I wasn't able to join into all of them. But if I could, I did. And then it was just, yeah, like sometimes after work when I got home, I tried to, have a look at some modules, but it was mainly just on my days off, just putting, full days of studying, full days of
Yeah.
practice.
Moving
Uh,
the needle every week. That's what it's all about. Yeah,
there you
yeah,
go.
yeah. Awesome, dude. And how long did it take you to go from, making the decision, starting going through the program and everything until you landed a position?
It's a good
Roughly, roughly,
roughly July. I think I joined in July, beginning of July. I landed a position end of September, so that's 2.5 months, a little
Okay,
bit long,
okay, okay.
2 to 3 months, something
Right.
like that. Yeah.
Okay, and then you landed the position. This is important as well. Something that people ask themselves, just like, okay, I'm just going through a training trajectory. I'm just getting acquainted, but I have no experience. Like, did you have any experience in sales or in high ticket sales before this? No. Okay, so what is like to just go into the jungle, like going to the world with the CBA methodology, with everything you've learned? What do you see? So what did you see and what do you see now? You know that you have this tool, with you.
I mean, it's weird because you come into this team with people who've been there and they've been doing it. Um, but you realize fairly quickly that you're pretty much as good as equipped, if not better than the rest of your team. Like,
I
you
agree.
know, you have this skill set that, you know, so some of your team might have, or like they might have parts of that, and they might know
Well,
some.
they might count with the experience. They have the chops, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah, but
Yeah.
like the frameworks itself and like the methodology itself, I mean, it puts you in a better position for sure than a lot of people in the industry, I think. Yeah, for sure.
Well, in what way though? In which way you feel it positions you better in these conversations compared to what the majority of the people tend to do, or you know
Just the idea behind it, right? Like the concepts and the
give me an example.
I think it's just like not being attached to the sale and like really coming from a place of helping people and really trying to be that leader in and not seeing it as sales, like more seeing it as having a genuine conversation and trying to facilitate change instead of finding ways to sell your product. It's different. It's
100%
very different.
attachment. the,
Yeah.
the whole the approach is more a dialogue rather than an interrogation. It's
Yeah.
more, hey, like, you tell me, like, it's you is like, we're not trying to convince, we're not trying to manipulate, we're just pulling out the truth. What is the truth, right? And then based on the truth, the person decides what's
Yeah.
best for them. 100%. So I guess, like, could you share, because this is what everybody wants to share, you know what I mean? It's like, could you share results? I guess we're at the beginning of a new month. Would you be open to share, I guess, the difference for not only monetarily, like how much are you making right now, but also like time wise, like peace of mind, like in general, compared to when you were working in the restaurant? What is the
Yeah, sure.
contrast there?
Sure. So, monetarily speaking, I haven't made that much progress yet. I've just broken even right now. Like last month, I had a little bit more than I was used to making in the restaurant. In the restaurant, I was making about like 2.7 to like 3K. Last month, I hit like 3.1K
Okay.
in remote sales, which is
So
fine.
you replaced.
Yeah, yeah, I've replaced my income for sure.
Okay.
But the main thing right now for me would be just that I have more time for myself. I've been able to go back to going to the gym because that was difficult for me as well with work. And I've been able to, I'm working at home right now, right? Um, so that's nice. I don't have to be
The
in that rest
flexibility, the having,
flexibility.
you
Yeah,
still
and
need,
if
you still need to work. You still need to take
yeah,
the call.
sure,
You know
sure,
what I
for
mean?
sure.
Yeah,
For sure,
yeah,
but it's also like if you have like a bad day and you feel like you don't want to work any too much, right? You just take what you have and you do that, right? It's like 6 to 8 hours. But there's weeks where I feel like if I'm motivated, I put in like 10 hours a day,
yeah,
6 days a week, right? But not because I have to, because I want to, and that's the
yeah,
difference.
yeah,
I had to put in those 10 to 12 hours in the restaurant, even if I didn't feel like it.
yeah.
Um, and
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 here
here
it's up to you. Like, if you want to make more, you just put more hours,
yeah,
right? It's just
sure.
like boom. Yeah, 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 for sure, 100%. I guess one of the biggest questions as well is, now that you are here, that you decided to do what 99% of people is not willing to do, is making the difficult decision, confronting the truth, just putting yourself out there, right? It's hard. Like, it requires a ton of courage. Otherwise, everybody will be just like freaking, millionaires. I guess now you look back, what do you think? Where would you be at now if you didn't, decide to make that call and really, really bet on yourself with something like, for example, remote closing? Like, how do you think your life will be like? Like, if you haven't made that decision back then?
I think it would be exactly the same as it was. I mean, I hadn't really have any like goal I was working towards. And now there's just so much more opportunity, so much more things ahead of me to look forward to and to like, I feel like I can really progress in what I'm doing right now, which I didn't have in the restaurant. So, yeah,
Would you still be there in the restaurant then?
sorry.
You would just still keep working
Yeah,
there if you
yeah.
if you didn't
I
make that
think I
decision.
would
You would.
still, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I would still be there for sure,
Okay,
100%.
okay, okay, okay. Got it, got it. Cool, cool, cool. Well, uh, that's not your reality because you make it. You decided to you decided, you draw the line aside and saying, 3 months from now, 4 months from now, 6 months from now, this is not going to be my reality. I'm going to create my own reality. I'm going to take over my destiny. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Take control. I want to put myself in the driver's seat, so to say.
Yeah, and you're in the driver's seat for sure. I mean, you're always in the driver's seat. Before I was in the driver's seat as well. I just didn't really have any, place I
Direction.
wanted to. Yeah, I didn't have any place I wanted to go to, and then I
Yeah.
just decided to, take a left
But that's the
turn.
thing. That's the thing. A lot of people, like, they just go on autopilot. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're on the driver's seat, but they're not there consciously. You know
yeah,
what I mean? They're just sort of like zombie, like that, right? And
yeah,
then they just wake up and oh, damn, like I'm not going where I want to where I want to go.
yeah,
But not
yeah.
everybody's willing to go. Okay, I need to go this direction. Is a more bumpy road, but that's where I need to go. It's like no, I might as well go and keep on autopilot because they don't want to make the difficult thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why a part of me, even for myself, when I'm just facing a new challenge and and this thought comes to mind, damn, it's hard. I immediately go, well, it's supposed to be hard because if it wasn't hard, then everybody would have this.
And then
It's
it
like,
wouldn't be worthwhile either, right? And what would it
yeah,
mean if it's not hard?
yeah, exactly. Like there's an analogy. What would it mean? Like imagine you're a basketball player, right? So what would it mean? How would it feel like if every single game you're going to play, you already knew with 100% certainty you guys were going to win? Like there's zero chance to lose. Every single game you're going to play, you guys are going to win. There is no substance. It's like, well, I don't care. I'm gonna win whether I do something or nothing. Like there's no value, like you said, 100%. Totally, totally, man. Okay, last thing is you sort of like you made the you made it work. Like you put yourself in that situation, you made a decision and whatnot. You just you were at that point in your life, and you put in the work. It's not that you made a decision and then you just like did nothing. You put in the work, you follow the process, you trust the process. You were able to just raise your hand when you needed help, overcome anything that was here, or ask for help. But I guess like if someone is watching this video and they are in a very similar situation like they are in a 9 to 5, they know that's not what they want for the rest of their life, and they're on the fence on what to do, not necessarily remote closing, it's just
Yeah.
they know they will love to transition remote, make money online. It could be anything. But I guess like if they were on the fence, they were watching this video, what would you tell them now that you are on the other side? Like what would your piece of advice would be? One piece of advice.
I mean, I would say try something. Because the thing is was for me as well. Like I was not sure if this was really what I wanted to do, right? But you're never sure, and if you're never gonna be sure of something like if you haven't tried it yet. So try it. Just try something, because if you're not where you want to be in life, no one's going to change that for you. You have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
And what
No
I've
one's
learned
coming to
is
save you.
yeah, no one's going to save him. And what I've learned is that you can literally just do anything you put your mind to. Um, if you want to change, then you can. So I would say to that person, I would say, find something. Don't overthink it, but don't go in too quickly. But try something.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's a quote. I don't remember how was the quote, but it was something along the lines of I would rather regret no, it was regret. I would just rather regret failing at something than not having tried
Right.
in the first place.
Yeah.
Something like that. I was like, yeah, I would because like if you regret not having even tried, you never knew.
Yep.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? 100%. Oh, and now the last question is more towards, remote leaders and sort of like this path, this vehicle to sort of like get into the online world, building an income, start making money, developing your skills, sort of like start transforming your life. Either if you want to be a sales professional and, further develop that career path, or you want to get into entrepreneurship, remote leaders. Would you recommend remote leaders sort of like, join any kind of the mentoring trajectories? Yes or no, and why?
100%. I think that the support you have and just the genuine care of your leaders in the community, it drives you. It drives you, as well as the accountability that comes with that. You really have people here that are genuinely want you to win and are going to help you win. If you put in the work, um, then they will be there to support you and make sure that you succeed at your goals. So yeah, I think I 100% recommend remote leaders. Yeah.
Love it, man. 100%. And that's true, you know. So we're building a culture and a community of high caliber individuals with we all have the exact same ambitions. We all want to level up, be the best version we can be, tap into our potential. And we're there to just go everyone in the same direction. You know, you meet new people, you make new friends, and you network, you start building a new network, you know, and that also always will bring opportunities if you just keep moving, keep moving. Some people will come, will go, but the ones that are always moving forward, you will always see them in your, you know, yours on your side, 100%. Dude, thank you so much for hopping on for this. I really appreciate it.
No problem. My pleasure.